Now, it doesn't take a genius, even though I know you are one, to work out that we love electric cars here at electrifying.com. We really, really do. But we also know that we have to be honest with you. I want to give you guys the same sort of advice that I would give to my lovely mum. Probably wouldn't give it to my dad because I know he'd ignore it anyway. Love you, Dad. Or advice I'd give to a close friend. So listen closely to what I'm about to say, because although it pains me to say it, the truth is that going electric might not be right for you at this moment in time. Now, that is especially true right now, because as I film this, the costs of buying and running an electric car have been rising while the price of fuel has dropped. Now, as recently as last year, the cost of electricity, if you were charging at home, was blissfully inexpensive. As a rule of thumb, it was about a quarter of the cost of using fuel. Well, add in the fact that the government would give you a grant to help with the purchase of an affordable electric car and a charge point, and the sums really did add up for thousands of motorists all around the country. But then there were a whole load of changes. The global turmoil meant that electricity prices shot up, but so too did fuel costs. Then the government grant for both cars and charge points completely disappeared, and the fuel price has started to drop back down. Now, we know things are changing all the time, but we can no longer assume that electric cars will be cheaper to run overall at this very point in time for you. So what it does mean is that you guys are going to have to crack out the calculator and do some proper sums. Now, I'm going to show you now what you need to add up and a few ways to make the costs substantially cheaper by doing things like changing the times of when you charge or swapping to different types of finance. First, the easy bit. If you're getting an electric vehicle through a company car scheme, then it's going to work out cheaper than a petrol or diesel in every situation that we can think of. So carry on and fill in that order form. Now, you might also be able to get an electric car through a salary sacrifice scheme, which works in the same way as a cycle to work or nursery voucher scheme, where the money is taken out of your pay packet before it's taxed, and that can also save you lots of money. However, if you're buying the car privately, it's a bit more complicated. So grab yourself a calculator, a bit of paper, and go to the following websites. Now, what we're going to do is compare how much it costs to lease or finance a petrol car, and then look at the equivalent electric model. Then we're going to get some insurance quotes, work out the annual road tax, which of course is zero on an electric car, and see what comes out cheaper. Now, most manufacturer websites will also give you an idea of how much the servicing for that car is going to be too. Now, here is the complicated bit, the fuel costs. Handily at electrifying.com, we have a calculator which is going to give you an idea of the saving that you could make by going electric. You can actually enter in the amount per kilowatt hour that you're paying at home for energy, and that you can find on your latest bill. Then you need to add in any other savings that you might make, such as cheaper parking or entry to congestion charge zones. Then hit that equals button and see what the all-important figure is. Now, if it's marginal or the electric car is more expensive, there are still some things that you can look at to bring the cost down. Now, the biggest is going to be switch to an energy tariff which allows you to charge at cheaper rates overnight. That could save you hundreds of pounds over the course of the year. Now, you can also check if you're allowed to plug in at work or other places you visit, such as the supermarket, sometimes allows free charging. That's going to be a big benefit too. Now, if you have solar panels, or maybe you've been thinking about getting them, then the bill will tumble even further. Now, it's really likely that things are going to change. Supply will loosen up and cars will become cheaper. Unfortunately, we don't have a crystal ball. Only Genesis has that. But electric power in the long term should become more affordable too. There are, of course, also the environmental benefits of electric motoring, and you are likely to think they are much nicer to drive. Now, we really do think you're going to love electric cars just as we do. They are awesome to drive, so much fun, but if the numbers don't add up just yet, well, you're going to have to make some tricky decisions. But hopefully we are here to make it easier for you, so do keep an eye on everything at electrifying.com, where we can keep you up to date with all the latest news and figures. Good luck searching for your next electric car.